This is a problem. I mean, where do you even start with a day like today? The developments we had for Ripple, XRP, the broader crypto market. It's so much stuff. How do we even work through all this? And I know the market's trading sideways, it'll do that. But you have to be excited when we come firing out of these doldrums. What's going to happen here? Because this is absolutely massive. Let's just get into it. I mean, we got so much stuff to go through. We see Crypto Sprint, the CFTC, launches tokenized collateral and stablecoins initiative with industry partners. They're working with, of course, Circle, Coinbase, Crypto.com, Tether, and Ripple. So they're looking at how do we bring tokenized assets as collateral into the derivatives market, fully upgrading the U.S. financial system. We know they're looking to tokenize stocks and bonds and other securities, now doing the same thing with commodities over in the derivatives market. I mean, this is just going to drive adoption of blockchain technology. Tokenization, of course, is the future. Look for those chains and those technologies and those companies that can deliver that future, because this is where everyone's looking at. It's huge here. It doesn't get any bigger than this. This was so big. Brad Garlinghouse announcing that he's very excited to share that BlackRock's BUIDL platform and VanEck. That's the one. A lot of people ignored VanEck. Is also involved here. They're huge in their own right. Tokenized fund holders can redeem shares with RLUSD, first on Ethereum, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year through Securitize, but soon will come to RLUSD on the XRP Ledger. This is what the market needs. You have this BUIDL platform where you can park cash and earn your interest payments back. But when you need that liquidity, you can get it instantly. You can cash out to the blockchain via stablecoins that are instantly usable. You don't have to wait for a trade to clear and then have to wait for a wire to go through. This is the future. The minute you need your capital, boom, you hit that button any moment of time of day or night, and you're ready to rock and roll. And so when we look at this, when people are using this system, if we can get the liquidity on the XRP ledger that's necessary, and with things like this, with moves like we saw here today, with BlackRock, with VanEck, the experience on the XRP ledger, getting your stable coin that you can send anywhere in the world and use at near instant speeds, almost no costs, like that's going to be competitive. And I think we will capture a lot of that volume, that a lot of people will look at their options and say, you know what? I can cash out on the XRP ledger and we can instantly use that value wherever in the world we need to send it. And it's all about building RLUSD's liquidity up on the XRP ledger, on and off ramps, easy use. And if we can get that, if that is built out properly, I mean, what chain are you going to use? Are you going to cash out to Ethereum? Well, right now you might, because that's where the liquidity is. But with more things like this happening, that could change drastically. This was a huge, huge announcement. And I said we're going to hear from BlackRock that they are not only going to offer an XRP ETF. We haven't heard that yet. I think we'll get it. But they're going to leverage this technology. This is the original DeFi chain, the original tokenization chain. And this is what the market wants. And they're going to get it with XRP. Just a matter of time here. Monica Long adding on last week's announcement with Franklin Templeton using RLUSD as liquid, stable, and compliant exchange mechanisms for tokenized assets and lending and trading use cases. This week, Securitize added RLUSD as a new off-ramp for BlackRock and VanEck's tokenized funds. So, if we had just those two announcements, in any other year, it'd be a blockbuster year. We're just cruising through this. And this is not going to be the last few giants that decide to leverage this technology. It's just a matter of time. Think about that. We got VanEck, Franklin Templeton, BlackRock. It's just never ending. The good news continues to stack up here. Beyond that, Mayuka is telling us here we're getting ready for programmability on the XRP ledger itself, not just the EVM sidechain. Now, these are going to be light smart contracts, but this is just the first release here. We have updated the smart escrow DevNet to our 6th monthly release. We're essentially feature complete and moving into review and testing phase. So getting ready for that. That's an important mechanism as you try to link up with other chains. You need some sort of smart contract capabilities. So it looks like we're moving towards that reality. Of course, you'll have the EVM for your full programmability, but being able to have at least a limited feature set of programmability directly on the L1, the XRP Ledger. This is important, and they're getting even closer. So exciting to see that as well. I saw this report from Cointelegraph, and they're saying XRP is more likely to see profit taking than a price surge due to the new ETF, while Polymarket's odds favor Solana, Bitcoin, and ETH hitting new all-time highs. I'll tell you this, if you've been around and you know XRP holders, they're the least likely to be taking profits. They'll be up 10, 15x. XRP holders are nuts. They don't care. They're like, that's nothing. We should be, X amount higher. And they mean it and they believe it. And so I don't think this report is true at all. I think we will see XRP run much hotter because it's not just institutional cash flows to those ETFs that will be stickier. I mean, this has the stickiest retail investors there are. They know what they hold, they expect to get it, and they're in this thing for the long haul. That's my opinion. That's what I'm seeing. This is a crazy story today. I was testing just random seed phrases that I had captured in my phone, and the third one I tried, boom, $6,790. And I'm like, holy guacamole, I didn't even know that was there. Big, nice find for me. Then I looked at it. If you notice, it's Binance XRP. I'm like, why would I buy XRP on the Binance chain? Like, I just buy XRP direct. I never do that. And I started looking at this, and this was actually someone that had asked me for help some time ago, and they text me their seed phrase. They shouldn't have done that. The only pictures of seed phrases I have is like, I'm playing around with the wallet. I got 20 bucks on there. I don't really care about security. And why I saved that, I don't know. But I realized who it was. And, this lady had lost her access to this account. About a year ago, her daughter broke her phone. So I texted her and I said, did you get access back to your Trust wallet? And she's like, no, I can't. I don't have access to it. And I'm like, Merry Christmas. Redo your wallet and move your funds immediately because this ain't safe. Unfortunately, it wasn't my money. And of course, I had to be honest and forward that to her, and she was happy. But, this was just sitting in my phone in the pictures there. I was happy at first to see, that maybe I found some free money, but at least I was able to pass that on to the rightful owner. They were able to get their XRP, only 2,300 XRP, but it's up quite a bit in value now, $6,790. So that was a nice find, and at least I could pass that on. Tom Lee saying, this is interesting. Fed Chair Powell spoke at a conference today, and he's basically saying, look, we don't really pay attention to what financial assets are doing. That's not our wheelhouse. We're worried about employment. We're worried about, of course, inflation. Those are our two wheelhouses we're keeping an eye on. But he made this weird statement of, well, we see that equity prices are fairly highly valued. And his take is, when was the last time you ever heard the Fed mention stock values? Hint, it's never happened before. What does this mean? What is he saying? Well, they're trying to hint that, we don't need to cut the interest rate, that things are doing well, and that's a bunch of nonsense. They better protect that labor market or it's going to crater. We see this by Catelyn Long saying Powell has been idolized by the left for one reason. He's been a thorn in the side of the president for years, and if Trump says yin, Powell says yang. He lives in the media-created delusion that he's the last line of defense against the president. I think they're going to continue cutting rates. I think a lot of this is theater. Yes, he wants to kind of be the thorn in the side, but he'll only play that up so much. He's going to have to defend that job market. It is shaky. It is no joke. And I think we will see continued easing out there, both with interest rates. They will also be more loosey-goosey with their balance sheet. We'll see how it plays out, but I think that's how it will proceed. It will continue to be looser and looser conditions to defend that job market. And I think some of this disruption we're seeing in the market is from the Fed playing this little game of, well, maybe we don't need to loosen stuff up as much as we were saying. They're full of it. They do. Just watch it play out here. CoinDesk saying, breaking, Morgan Stanley is preparing to launch crypto trading for retail clients via E-Trade in the first half of 2026. So again, a bunch of investors that have brokerage accounts, and they're now going to have access to cryptocurrencies. And it's just going to be a lot of new money flooding in here. This continues to march on. Lots of new updates. Flare community saying, we've been maturing for a number of years, talking about, of course, Flare as a standalone network, active community, countless high-quality dApps. We have a thriving DeFi ecosystem and a growing interest in novel NFTs. What does that mean for people looking to bridge over XRP XRP via F assets protocols. And I think the point of this is it's not just being able to bridge it over, but you have something to do with your XRP productive right now, immediately. So we should see a lot of adoption here. And I agree. I think it's going to be a big driver of XRP being able to use in that DeFi, in those DeFi systems. And as we see XRP be put in motion for productive purpose, we're going to see that value rise as well. Pano saying in just 24 hours, over 600,000 worth of liquidity has been added to the XRP MXRP pool. Impressive growth, showing the demand and need for types of assets and innovations in the ecosystem. So this is the one that Crypto Eddie covered just yesterday on X, had that interview there. And again, this is a DeFi system where there's a custodian for your XRP. A lot of people that are using even F assets are using a custodian. They are using an exchange. But the difference here with this system is you have a money manager that's going to be making decisions, earning yield off that XRP to deliver back to the MXRP holders. It's not for everyone. Some people are really going to like this, but you have different tools for different jobs. And to me, as we see all these different systems growing, you're going to see a lot of growth, XRP going to F assets, a lot of money being tossed into this for MXRP. It's just going to build on each other, and it's going to be good for the whole ecosystem. Understand every protocol you use and the risks and rewards on the table, and pick the ones that work for you, and the ones that don't, move on from it. We see here September vibes in the XRP community. A lot of people are on edge. We're trading sideways, but October ETF decisions are still on the horizon. We have an ETF, a standalone ETF trading right now. We have a bundled product that's trading with Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, and Cardano. Great. But remember, the big ones are still on the table here. They're going to get approved. The heavy hitters haven't even launched yet, and they're going to, and that's going to make a difference. They're going to drive a lot more, I think, money into those XRP ETFs than what we're seeing currently. And the ones right now have been successful to date. So I think it's just a lot more to look forward to. We have the Discord app here. This is part of the Patreon. I was talking to them. We're a small group over there. I don't advertise it a lot, but I said, should we invite the broader community? And they do. They want more people in here to have discussion. So down below, you can go ahead and join. There's, I'm not selling you anything on there. It's just for people to talk about Ripple, XRP, and really the broader crypto market. Anything you want to discuss, not really any rules other than just be polite to each other. So if you're interested, link down below. You can join that Discord and join the discussion. The more the merrier. Yay for that. If you need yourself a crypto wallet, links down below. You help out the channel and secure your crypto, always a good thing. And lastly, 3 big waves. Podcast I'm launching with Crypto Eddie. Just have the X account up. Not really a lot on there, but if you want to start queuing up, getting ready for that, for those episodes, go ahead and file the X account. There'll be a link in the description, also the pinned comment. Let me know what you think down below. As always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.